Hi guys, welcome to Fox Guide Fallout Mods. Once again, brought to you by Mod Organizer. It's what I use to make these videos. Anyway, every time I switch back and forth between the Nexus Mod Manager and Mod Organizer, I always have to restart my character. So let's open up with the mod all about new characters. Traits and More Perks by Cirosan brings us a function that was available in earlier Fallout titles, but oddly absent from Fallout 4, that being the trait system. Now, this system basically allowed you to select early into the game special buffs that function similar to perks, but unlike perks that only gave you a power-up, these gave you a power-up and a drawback, helping you to roleplay your character, making them good at some things and bad at others. Not only does it have these new traits, but it also has extra perks you can obtain. And the way you obtain all these is from the chemistry station, crafting one of these perks and then consuming them like a stim-pack. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire list of these buffs because I want to keep it a little bit, secret. Let you read that description. There's some really fun ones there. But I will go through 3 of them. 2 of them being my favorite perks and traits, and the last one being the trait that I think everyone will be interested in. Now, my personal favorite trait is Determined. Obviously, since Anna is a cyborg, I'd had to get the trait that gives her a permanent bonus to all of her resistances and reducing the likeliness that her limbs are going to be crippled. But its downside is the fact that all chems and stim packs have no effect on me, which makes sense if you're a robot, android, cyborg, I don't know. And my favorite perk is Adrenaline Junkie, which simply gives you 10 action points whenever you kill something in VATS. But the trait that I know everyone else will be interested in is Finesse, which gives you a flat 10% chance to score a critical hit at any time outside of VATS, despite lowering your damage by 30% in every other scenario. But that is a problem that a lot of people had with Fallout 4. And there are a handful of mods that do give you critical hits outside of VATS, but this one does that and a little bit more. Our next mod is Cross Pre-War Cybernetics by Niero. Now, at first I thought this would be a simple armor mod. Remember children, read the mod page. But then I noticed that it was getting a lot of coverage from other mod reviewers. That dude almost just told me, take it off the list, enough people know about it. But oh my god, there is some really cool stuff in here. This mod has loads of customization to around 3 or 4 just armor parts. You have the texturing, the coloring. I love that in mods. I love it when they decide to put the texture inside the crafting instead of creating like 50 billion different items. All the upgrades give you different perks and buffs, and these are like perks that you would have to spend perk points in the perk trees to get, but you can alternatively get them through crafting them to your robotic cybernetic parts. You can also get power armor buffs without the power armor, and even a small handful of completely new abilities. And like I said, these were all immersively added to the game through a completely new crafting menu. And to make it even more immersive, and I'm using immersive in the sense of gameplay, not lore, these craftable upgrades require different types of perks, like ranks in science, or armor, or medic, and hacker in some cases. So you can feel like you're playing the game when you're getting these things. And honestly, the first thing I did when I just dived into this mod was go apeshit and go lore 2 shanks on everyone in my immediate vicinity. But in the end, this is the setup I went with. And if I haven't said it already, the current Bodyslide preset I'm using is Crazy Curves by Crypto for Life. So if you want to be an awesome combination of Iron Man and the Full Metal Alchemist, I wholeheartedly say get this mod. And even if you don't, get this mod. Now, I know I talked about crits in the traits mod, but there's also another way to get good crits inside of your game, and that is OCD, Overhauling Critical Damage by Prime Shock. Now, This mod implements the critical hits by modifying the bobbleheads to give, instead of their normal critical damage boost, a reduced critical damage boost of 15%, increasing their base damage by 15%, and an outside critical hit chance of 15%. Now, not all of the bobbleheads have this buff. Some of them have different buffs in a similar theme. But that's not all. It also changes the magazines in this game to give a critical hit chance of 1% per rank of magazine and base damage of 1%. Overall, I think it's a really good way to implement critical hits, so if you really are wanting that outside critical hit mechanic, and a lot of you are, this is a good way to go.
And for our final mod of the evening, we have Special Ammo by Velax. Now, this mod adds multiple different ammo effects to your gun, but to get these ammo effects, you need to customize your gun at a crafting station, and sadly, this modification takes up the legendary slot, meaning that if you are trying to edit an existing legendary gun, you are actually taking away the initial legendary effect, but these are all pretty powerful, so you don't have to worry about nerfing your gun, and you can put them on non-legendary guns to make them just as powerful as the hard-to-find legendary guns, so I think it's all good. Now, each ammo effect has its own little visual effect, like electrical sparks for all the electrical based ones, large explosions, fire effects. Looks really nice, and this is just another Borderlands mod. At this rate, we're gonna have Borderlands 3 before Gearbox can even finish the goddamn script, so if you want more weapon customization for your weapons, this isn't a bad choice.